Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, head currency analyst. In this video we're going to take a look at the Forex market outlook, focus on the currencies of the week and see if there's any kind of opportunities. Now, there's been some huge gaps over the weekend, including some gaps in yen and the stock markets, with some stock markets declining over 8% within the day. This is very unusual circumstances, I'd say. However, obviously it has happened before in the past, but not necessarily most recently. And this is causing a lot of volatility in the markets. This is causing some panic as well. So what I would say is, if you are looking to do any sort of trading, make sure that you lower your risk substantially. To do that, it's going to be very difficult market conditions, and really all we're going to be looking for is some yen possibilities, because that's all there is. I'm going to take a look at the major currency pairs and we'll see where we're positioned with that. But we can see the dollar continues to fall. So I'm just looking at the weekly time frame on the dollar index. We've taken out a key swing low here at the end of last week, and Monday has opened continuing that move to the downside, and I'm expecting the market now to head towards this 94.23 low. If the market gets anywhere near here, then I will expect some kind of retracement in the US dollar index, so it may be a bit of dollar strength following through. At the moment, still expecting a bit of dollar weakness just until the market hits that key level, because the markets are starting to head towards some big points of interest. So if I go to euro dollar, for instance, we're hovering above these key weekly highs as well, around about the 1.14 high. So again, if the market kind of continues or just finds some kind of resistance here, we could see a pullback all the way back down to the 112 in line with that dollar index. But I'm really going to be keeping an eye on these weekly closes, just because, again, it's going to be very difficult trading conditions. Going on to the pound. Market closed bullish after we found some weekly support. Was expecting some bearishness to continue down into this 125, 126 area, but we didn't get that. The market's pushed back to the upside and looks to be continuing all the way up into that 1.32 resistance level. If we take a look at it in terms of, if you were looking for a continuation move, we've broken out of this trend line resistance through there, so we could see some further gains on this market up until around 134, because if the dollar index is going to continue to fall, dollar could get weaker, pound could move higher, we could see up at this resistance level before any kind of moves to the downside coming into effect. So pound could be one to just look at short term for some buying opportunities back up into 132. If it breaks that, then you've got the opportunity to trade it all the way up into this key resistance zone around about 134. Okay, so keep an eye on that. Make sure you look at these higher time frames as well. Aussie obviously gapped down considerably as well, and then it moved quite considerably to the downside. Price has now reacted back up. So this, you can see, this is just today's candle, and it's already broken the range of last week, and is probably the largest ranging candle that we've seen for a long period of time. Last time we saw something big like that was the 31st of December. So you can see here quite a big move that we're seeing on the Australian dollar. So, you know, it's very difficult to pick out trading opportunities on markets that are swinging so aggressively like this. I'd stay away, particularly from any sort of opportunities like that. The biggest one for me really is dollar yen. Dollar yen has continued to move to the downside. Last week we looked for shorts. It's continued to go. If you were trading Aussie yen, price, you know, broke down nicely through there. Dollar yen moving nicely as well, but very similar to the dollar index, it's heading towards a key supporting area. Now, the last time price was at these sort of hundreds, the Bank of Japan stepped in, and when the Bank of Japan stepped in, we saw the market rally all the way up into 118. Okay, so are we going to see something similar again? We could see the bank start to intervene around about this 100 level. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. If the market continues to fall, so I'm going to be looking for those potential opportunities short down into this key area. And if the market gets here, the BOJ could look to intervene and pump some money into the markets, which would then cause the yen to weaken against the US dollar. So if we take, if you look at dollar index, it's approaching that key big support level. Dollar yen approaching a big key support level. Stock markets, granted, still dropping, but is approaching key support levels. So if I just go take a look at the S&P, we're around about that 2800 area, this big zone, which I expected the market to come into last week. If we go to a daily time frame, we can see that the market has pushed down into this level now. So are we going to start seeing some potential opportunities for the buyers of stock markets? I've done some recent look into the VIX and how the VIX's futures are looking, and we could be seeing some shorts on the VIX, which typically leads to some longs in the stock market. So the last time we had a signal from that was around about here. So we know what we've seen after that. So are we going to get something similar again, where the market may bounce up, bounce back in, and then move to the upside or whatever? But we've got to be very, very, very careful with trading with your stock markets now, because these markets are just in free fall, yeah, it could be very, very bad still. So we could still see some further downside. But this is our first sort of major swing level. If I go to a monthly time frame, you can see the market found some resistance here in the past and then a breakout support. So big level that we're seeing here on the S&P. So let's see what happens in the coming week. Okay, so remember, be safe this week. Trade with very low risk. Take every kind of precaution with your trading this week. Thanks for watching this video update. Stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon.